Hey folks, Q here again for another year of PES, another review. As I've done in the past, I'll begin with a full disclosure. I'm a huge fan of PES as a series and I also happen to be well acquainted with the publisher behind it. That being said, I'll do my best to be as unbiased as possible in this review. So with that, let's begin the review.
Now it's Aubameyang. Aubameyang hits one! And it's a goal! Arsenal take the lead! That was a given. It always was.
Yeah, it looks simple, Peter, but it requires intelligent use of space and good understanding to pull it off.
Every year there's a new PES game, and this year is no different. eFootball PES 2021 season update is probably the most accurate depiction of sports games being the same every single year. It's a statement that we hear all the time, accompanied by others such as, "It's just a kit and roster update." All mostly true statements, however devs tend to make a few noticeable changes between releases to make them stand out a bit for the regulars to be compelled to splash that cash. Sometimes that involves removing features while adding others. I'm looking at you, custom manager creator removed from PES 2020. I've not forgotten. Mostly though, it's positive enough changes that the core players are usually content with. This year, there are no changes. Konami have for the most part re-released PES 2020 as PES 2021 season update at an MSRP of $30. For those disenfranchised by FIFA, this is a sweet deal to try out the competition, but it offers nothing to justify that price tag to its core demographic. Just because something is cheaper doesn't mean that everyone needs to purchase it. Whether you should get this update or not will depend on your own individual circumstances. As such, I'll break it down into a table to help make it easier for you to understand, and then we'll delve deeper into the game. If you own PES 2020, don't get the update. If you mainly played Master League in PES 2020, don't get the update. If you've played Become a Legend in PES 2020, don't get the update. If you just want to play a football game with your sister, brother, or friend and don't happen to already own PES 2020, yeah, get the update. If you play My Club, I'll say wait till PES 2021 Lite releases on October or in November or something, and then get that. If you don't own PES 2020, get the update. If you played PES Lite 2020 and you're hoping to play single player with some friends, then yes, get the update. If you play PES Mobile, yes, get the update. The console and PC versions are way better than the mobile version. Anyway, that being said, my table aside, let's get into the meat of the potatoes and get down to what this game is really about. Basically, you should only get the season update if and only if you don't already own PES 2020 for the PC and PlayStation 4. If PES Lite wasn't a thing, then maybe I could see a possible reason to get it just to get My Club, but it does exist, and no amount of first mount FOMO will change that. So what do you get if you purchase eFootball PES 2021 season update? You get all the games and modes available in PES 2020, including Master League, Become a Legend, UEFA Euro 2020, Match Day, and other standard single player and multiplayer modes. It's the same great gameplay we've all come to love. Each pass has weight to it, shots are very varied, players feel unique, and visuals look just as good as you'd expect. Well, that's when it's not clipping, glitching, or using that overused redundant commentary. Konami will likely tweak the gameplay throughout the year for better or worse, but they've already stated that their focus is mostly on the next iteration on the Unreal Engine. PES 2022 is slated for next summer and will also be the first PES game on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X or S. If you're hoping for something new, then that's likely when you'll get it, not in this version. The only additions I've noticed with the game have been new celebrations, 3 new managers in Master League, and a few license changes, the biggest being both Inter Milan and AC Milan being dropped in favor of AS Roma. There are some other license changes, including some in the Asian Champions League, like the legendary Andres Iniesta's current club, Vessel Kobe. And I know some of you are going to moan about the dropped licenses, however, there is a complicated reason for that involving EA. As such, let's talk licenses. I usually see a lot of people talk about this topic without being properly informed about it, so allow me to take the time to explain it to you. EA owns most of the football/soccer licenses in the world, thanks to exclusive deals they've signed with those leagues. What this means is that they and only they have access to those entire leagues present in console simulation versions of football games. These licensing deals are different from league to league, but essentially EA holds exclusivity over the best ones. Now I hear you asking, but Q, how does PES have Arsenal and Manchester United, etc, etc? That, my friend, is due to them being able to sign individual license agreements with only about 2 to 3 clubs in some of those leagues that EA has exclusivity to. This has resulted in Konami having to pick up and drop some licenses, like in the situation with Liverpool and Manchester United last year. This all seemingly as an attempt to appeal to fans of more clubs and potentially get them hooked on the gameplay. In an interview with Leonard Bobzian, the PES brand manager last year, he clearly explained the situation with licenses to me, even going so far as to elaborate on why the Bundesliga isn't in the game in a generic fashion similar to the Prem and other leagues.
Is it possible that we can see more Premier League teams instead of just like 2 fully licensed in the game? Is it possible that we can see multiple?
Not right now, but it's just due to the deal with our competitor in the Premier League.
And it's a massive deal. I think one of your colleagues tweeted something about it recently on Twitter. Was it?
I think it was Adam when we posted.
Yes, Adam.
When we announced one of our partnerships, I think it was maybe during the Juventus announcement.
Mm-hmm.
But for us, we would love to have more teams in the game, more fully licensed Premier League teams, but we simply can't do it because due to licensing restrictions, we can't do it. And then coming now to the Bundesliga of the German teams, it is similar that with the Bundesliga we are allowed to have 3 fully licensed teams in the game, but then even that's it. We cannot have any generic teams like in the Premier League, for example. So we are literally tied to 3 clubs only.
As you've no doubt realized, all of it is related to the exclusivity deals that EA has with leagues and the limitations that places on other developers hoping to make football simulation games. Konami have of course found ways around these limitations by having option files which allow players to create and implement the right kits and lineups for the leagues and teams missing from the game. This is a feature available in all versions of the game excluding the Xbox One version due to file transfer restrictions on that system itself. For the PlayStation 4 and PC, there have been communities formed around these option files who create and distribute them to players each year, sometimes multiple times during the year. The biggest and most talented of these communities happens to be PES Universe, followed closely by PES World. PES Universe charges a fee of about £10 each year for their option files, while PES World offers them for free. Outside of those two, there are others who offer option files and even mods. These mods allow for the game to be altered in numerous drastic ways, including adding missing stadiums, player faces, lighting, gameplay tweaks, overlays, and so much more. Having so many options makes what is an otherwise great game much better. Which brings us back to where we started. Why purchase PES 2021 when it's essentially just a roster and kit update? It's exactly the same game as last year with a few license changes, different menu color schemes, and some updated faces. The team behind the game have attempted to sway interest by featuring 5 special editions of the game. One for Arsenal, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, Juventus, and Manchester United, each including an iconic moment player for the club chosen, an in-menu theme, a classic kit, 30 premium agents, 3,000 MyClub coins, free contracts, and access to the manager and squad of that team chosen. All very tempting stuff, but be mindful that though MyClub can be extremely fun, it is not a mode for kids or adults with gambling problems. I've personally played it without spending a dime for years, and you can too because of how generous the mode can be. There's even a loyalty bonus for those who played the previous year and acquired certain amounts of legends in it. At launch, my team includes about 5 iconic moment players, and I'm sure it's only going to get better within the coming months. All the seriousness aside, if you happen to be among those who indulge in this mode and also have happened to pick up the game, then feel free to hit me up on our Discord, link in the description below, and let me know if you want to play a match, because I would certainly love to.
And it's Beckham. Loose ball, who's going to get that? It's Martinez! It's there! Arsenal take the lead.
Yeah, looking back at that, that's how you play on the counter. Quick and decisive and ruthless with the finish. I thought it was a stunning, stunning breakaway.
So, with all I've had to say so far about this game, here's my final verdict. With new featured players, legends, and online challenges no longer supported by last year's game, PES 2021 is the only option at launch for my club players. Konami will evidently release a new free-to-play version of PES Lite to capitalize on their loot box microtransaction mode that is my club. But they're already trying to entice their core audience with iconic moments through different versions of the game. Simply put, if you play my club, PES 2021 is an update you may consider. If Master League or pretty much any other mode is your thing, and you also happen to have owned PES 2020, then you're going to want to sit this one out till next summer. Now before you go, I just want to mention one thing, and that is that I will have 2 separate reviews for Master League and for my club. If you want to see the Master League review, then make sure to go over to LP Guardian and subscribe to that channel so you make sure that you get that review. Now if you want the My Club PES Lite review, make sure to subscribe to this channel so you'll know when that review goes live. So with that out of the way, thank you very much for watching our review of eFootball PES 2021. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to leave us a like and a comment in the comment section below and let us know what you think about the game. And if you'd like to see more content like this from us, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll always know when we put up new content.